Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and today I have come on to do my Asian Readathon TBR. This readathon is being hosted by Read with Cindy, and I will link her announcement video down below. I am really excited because this is all about reading Asian books, and I've read a couple in the last couple months, and I've really enjoyed them, and so I am excited about reading some more. Now, this readathon is being hosted, is going from, talking is not good today, guys, sorry. But this readathon is for the whole month of May. It goes from the 1st to the 31st, and there are 5 challenges. Now, there is a twist to this. I am going to do each of the challenges according to the twist, but then I have a couple of other reads that don't fit the twist, but they are Asian books that I want to read and couldn't fit everything in, and so I'm just going to read them as kind of bonus books for this readathon, and I want to read them, so hey, you know. So I have several different books, several different places where I went for, because you're either supposed to have the twist is that you cannot read books with the same ethnicity. So you can't read 2 books from China, or a book from a Chinese author and a Chinese character, or or anything like that. So yeah, but you can combine challenges, but I don't like to combine challenges. As you guys know, I like to pick a book for each of the challenges. And at the end, if I screw up and can't fix it, or can't read all the books, sometimes I will combine challenges. But since this is a month-long readathon and there's only 5 challenges, I have a feeling that I will be able to complete all these. So anyway, let's get going. I will let you know, as far as I know, where the authors are from, because I did all of the challenges based on the ethnicity of the author, not necessarily the character, because it was hard enough to find out where the authors were from and to get books from my library, because I do not, to my knowledge, except for one book on my shelf that I know is an Asian author. And I could be wrong, because I don't pay attention to things like that. I pay more attention to if I like the story or not. So, yeah. So anyway, all these are from the library, except for, well, they're all from the library. One is on Kindle through the library, and one I'm going to read on script. Okay, I think that's all of my rambling. So the first challenge is easy. It's to read any book by an Asian author. And I picked Smoke in the Sun by Renee Audier, and this is the second book in the after the Flame in the Mist, and she is a South Korean author, and I really enjoyed this one. Flame in the Mist is supposed to be the Mulan retelling, and I read that last month, I believe, and I told you guys that if you're going to read that one, don't read it with Mulan in mind. Because the only thing that's the same as far as Mulan is that the main character dresses up like a boy. That's it. But this has kind of magic a little bit, and I have a feeling this one's going to be a little more magical, and some political intrigue, which I have a feeling this one's going to get a little bit more into that, and things like that. I can't really tell you what this one's about, of course, because this is a second book, but the first one is about Mariko is going to marry the prince, the emperor's the prince, what is he? I think he's his second son, but he's the one that's not going to be king, or going to be emperor after his dad passes or whatever. So she is on her way. The caravan that she's in gets attacked. She's the only one that survives, and she decides to dress up like a boy to find out who attacked the caravan and why someone wants to kill her. And that's the book. And this is the second one. So I'm excited. So yeah. I guess that's all I can tell you about this one. It's kind of a thick book, but it's okay. It reads, if this one reads anything like the first one, it read pretty quick, pretty easy. And I'm excited to see what happens to her and her friends, I guess we could say. Okay. So the next one is to read a graphic novel featuring an Asian character or drawn by an Asian author. So, as far as I know, these are both, oh, I guess these must be, I just noticed that. Anyway, it's Julian Tamaki and Mariko Tamaki. This one, Summer, it's about these two girls in their summer, I think. Oh, yeah, it's her friend is always there, and that the parents are not, they won't stop fighting, and there's a tragedy and stuff. So, and the, you know, it's, you know, there's the kind of example of the thing. I don't know, it sounded good, and like I said, these are, I think, both Japanese girls. So there's so I've got South Korean and I've got Japan. So there's two. And thick too. I don't know why I'm picking thick books this time. Okay. So the third challenge is to read a book featuring an intersectional Asian character or written by one. Now I picked one, and then I was having problems finding a graphic novel from an author other than a Japanese author. So I still have the first one I picked, which I'll show you in a minute. But the next one I picked that's actually going to count for the challenge is A Time to Dance by Padma, is it Venkatraman? That I probably totally messed that up. But anyway, she is an Indian author, and it's about a girl who lives in India and loves to dance, and an accident happens, and she, I believe her leg, either one or both legs are amputated, and so she's not able to dance anymore. And so this is about her journey through that. And I thought this book was perfect. I actually had this on my TBR for a while, and I can't remember if I saw this, if somebody recommended it, or if I was just looking through books and saw it and wanted to read it. But I'm very interested in reading this. It sounds really good. It sounds like it's going to be a little sad, but probably inspirational. And I love Indian culture. I actually worked for an Indian couple when I still lived in Florida that had a couple of motels, and worked for them and was fascinated with the culture and things. And ever since then, I've loved to read books and movies about India, or, you know, about Indian characters. So if you guys have any good ones, let me know down below, because I'm always looking for good books. So anyway, this was the one I'm going to do for the challenge. But another one that would fit the challenge that I can't do because of the twist, but I'm going to read anyway. And this one was actually recommended on Sajid's channel. Books Are My Social Life. I think that's what his channel is. But he's really awesome. He's amazing. But this is also this author is Japanese, so like I said, it can't count, but I'm going to read it for this anyway. It's A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozaki. And this one is, she has issues with depression. A girl has issues with depression, and she somehow, I think, sends this lunchbox full of stuff, and I think she's having suicidal thoughts. I'm not sure if she actually commits suicide or not, but anyway, she sends this lunchbox off, and somebody else finds it. So I think it's the timeline, you know, you're going to be through both stories of the girl who's thinking about committing suicide, and then this person who finds this lunchbox. Yeah. So it sounds really interesting, and he really liked it, and I've read a couple of other books that Sajid has recommended and just loved them, and so I'm going to read this one. And isn't that cover gorgeous? So anyway, so this one is, I'm going to read it for the readathon, but doesn't really count for a challenge. But hey, you know, it's all good. Then the next one is to read a book by an Asian author that was originally written in their native language. Now, this is one that I'm worried about, that I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. But I'm going to read it, try to read it anyway. And the author is Chinese. It's called The Three Body Problem by Cixin Liu. I'm not sure how to pronounce the first name. But it's a sci-fi novel, and it was originally written in Chinese. And it's a secret military project. Send signals into outer space. And then the aliens, I guess, come, and it kind of goes from there on what to do with these aliens, or what to do if aliens come, or something like that. So, I mean, I might like it, but I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. We'll see. And it's another big book. So, but thank goodness I have a month to read these books, because, yeah, I picked some big ones. But this one sounds interesting, and I'm excited to read that one too. And then the last challenge is to read the group book, which I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get a hold of or not. But luckily, Scribd does have it. Even though my library, I couldn't get a hold of it. And this is a 1,000 beginnings and endings. And it's edited by Ellen O. and Elsie Chapman. And it's 15 retellings of Asian myths and legends by different Asian authors. And I believe, if I remember right, I think Renee Audier is one of those authors. And I think Julie Kagawa, from what I've seen on other people's channels, is one of the authors. And then several others. Those are just two names that I knew when people were saying some of the names that I had read books before and really enjoyed, because Julie Kagawa wrote Shadow of the Fox, which I'm waiting for the second one of that to come out, because it was so good. So yeah, I'm going to get to read this, and this one I'm going to have to read at the very beginning, because for those of you that don't know, is Scribd, sometimes if you don't read it at the very beginning of the month, towards the end of the month, it gets harder to read books. I think it's because you can only so many people can read a book, or they can only check it out so many times, or there's some kind of a thing on Scribd, even though I still love Scribd, because I can get a hold of most either ebooks, or I listen to a lot of audiobooks that way. So anyway, yeah, and then there's Ellen O has a book called Prophecy, and I actually checked that out through my Kindle, and I might read that one also during this month, because people as I've watched some of the other Asian Readathon TBRs have really liked her, and so I thought I would check her out too. And I can't remember what nationality she is, but I have a feeling it's one of the ones I've already read, so it wouldn't count either, except for it's an Asian book, and I would like to read it, because I would like to read as many Asian books during this month as possible. And then plus, you know, during the year, it's another, like, you know, I love doing these readathons, because I tend to find books that I might, like I said, I do not usually, you know, I go to the library, or I look at a book, or, you know, I look at the cover, of course, or the title, and think, and then I read the back and go, oh. And that's how I kind of pick my books, you know, whatever sounds good. I don't really look at the author's name too much, unless if it's an author I know I like, and then I specifically look for that author, so it's kind of different. But I'm not one that says, oh, well, that's a book that has X character and I don't like that, or, you know, or this character is X and I don't like that. No, I don't care. And when I'm reading, I don't even think about, is this character white, black, purple, brown, green? You know, I don't think about that. I just read the book and get immersed in the story, and I don't even really pay attention. You know, I read the descriptions, but once I'm done, I couldn't tell you what color that person was, because it doesn't matter to me. It matters to me the story. And I know I'm really weird about that, but it's just one of those things that it really doesn't matter to me. So anyway, let me know down below if you're participating in the Asian Readathon, if you have any Asian author or Asian inspired books that you really enjoy. And if you've read any of these, let me know. Oh yeah, and I think that's it. I do have another video to video to do, because I have once again loved to do these readathons and pile up books at the very beginning of the month. So so please always remember to be kind to one another. And if you're going to participate in this readathon, I hope you have a lot of fun and find some new favorite books. And I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!